Hello, I'm Dr. Nick, the Incrementalist, and here today to talk about blunders and wonders. This week's blunder, cancer's double blow. There's something deeply wrong with a healthcare system that takes a patient recently diagnosed with cancer and kicks them while they're down. That's the finding of a recently published study in the American Journal of Medicine. A longitudinal study that looked at data from the Health and Retirement Study from 1998 to 2014 that collects data on people aged 50 and over. They looked at patients' financial status prior to receiving a cancer diagnosis and then again at year 2 and year 4 for post-diagnosis. With the increasing shift of costs in healthcare to patients, the impact of a cancer diagnosis was debilitating, revealing over 40% of people had depleted their life assets, and by year 4, almost 40% had become financially insolvent. In other words, they had gone bankrupt. Over half of all the people with cancer experienced house repossessions, bankruptcy, loss of independence, and relationship breakdowns. That's a bleak picture for anyone with a disease that's the second leading cause of death in the United States. The direct medical costs in the United States runs to $80 billion per year. And in this instance, the open sharing of data and transparency is the path to mitigating this, opening up clinical records, costs, and research to everyone so that they can make informed decisions, even if those decisions are put everyone in an uncomfortable position. Cancer's an equal opportunity offender. With some exceptions, it strikes for no reason with no specific underlying cause or warning. In other words, it's a random drawing over which we can do little to mitigate and have little control. So current circumstances mean that not only do patients face devastating news of a diagnosis of severe disease, but they must also face the financial burden this will place on them and their family. This week's wonder, visual tools to help you assess your sugar consumption. I know I'm a visual person, and I suspect many of you are too. So the discovery of Sneaky Sugar, a website that offers you a visual representation of the amount of sugar in common foodstuffs, was a simple but very powerful idea. We've reached an inevitable conclusion on food consumption and sugar. Too much sugar is bad for you. What's the right amount of sugar depends on as much about you as it does on what else is in your diet. But the World Health Organization recommends a maximum of 25 grams. That's about 11 sugar cubes per day. The challenge many of us have is to know what we've consumed. When we eat sugar in the form of sugar cubes or granules, it's easy to assess how much we're eating. But when it's hidden inside everyday products, it can be challenging to understand how much we're putting into our bodies every day. As the site points out, they identify 60 different ways that nutrition labels on foodstuffs can say sugar. The site offers you a handy way to educate yourself and identify the hidden sources of sugar that adds up to push your total consumption each day past the recommended daily allowance. By way of an example, a handful of your favorite candy probably contains more than your daily allowance, as does your favorite large coffee drink. Until next time, I'm Dr. Nick, the Incrementalist. Don't let perfection stand in the way of progress.